So we are a couple weeks into school, and I don't know about you, but this year for some reason has been kind of upside down and all over the place and crazy. And by day 3, I was like, I quit. That's it. We're done. So I'll share a little bit about the craziness. I'm also going to share like our first day, like kind of how I set everything up and what our table looks like. Just, I don't know, most of you have probably already had your first day of school by now, but I don't know. I just like to see what other people do, and it's always kind of fun seeing that. I haven't been sharing the last like year or so, just on and off little house projects here and there, things I'm working on and things that we've picked up. I don't know, just little renovations here and there. And so have a couple, or one that I'm going to show, and then some like books and things like that. We just got our roof redone because it was ages old, and our siding was literally like, there was siding and insulation to our house and that was it. So we had to get all of that redone. So that was quite the project this summer. So that's pretty much finishing up, and we still there's always something to do. So we're working on our outside of our house now. I realized as I was filming this, behind me is like kind of bare. I used to have like this little gallery, but when they were doing the siding and banging on our house, like a lot of my pictures fell off the wall. So I hung some of them up, and then I realized I don't want some of these other ones. So that's what we're left with for now, and until I get some other artwork that I want to replace it with. I have a couple other things, I just haven't hung it up. So there we are, a random weird wall with just obscure little picture frames all over the place. So we got these 2 side tables, and I really love them. They're quite orange, but I don't hate them. I don't like the color. So I'm debating about just stripping it and restaining it a new color, maybe like a walnut kind of color. Just kind of cleaning them out right now. We also got a dresser for Lexi, so she's pulling out the contact paper. We're just wiping it down right now.
Should I wipe it all down?
Yeah, but make sure the thing isn't super wet.
Yeah.
There's a mirror. Getting our roof and siding redone, that's a whole story. There's a dresser right there. So she's debating if she wants to paint it or just restain it. This came out of the little dresser. So it's from a 5 and 10 store from January 23rd, 1960. The items were 19 cents, 25 cents, 15 cents, and I don't know if that's tax. 88 cents total. How funny. So Lexi, the dresser's at least how many years old?
Like a year younger than Grammy.
It's the next week, and I finally got around to stripping all of the staining off. So my mom was looking at this, and she is saying that it's maple, so I'm gonna go with that. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference, because I'm not going to do it like a super dark color or anything like that. I just used this, and I still have like all in my hands, so don't mind that. Citrus strip to do that. I had to do a couple coats in some areas, but it got pretty much all of it off. There's still the little bit of yellow and orange underneath. Got everything stripped. I did the mineral spirits. I keep wanting to say mineral salts to get all the extra strip bar off and everything like that. And then I sanded it with fine sandpaper, like 320. And then I'm going to add this pre-stain wood conditioner. It's good for, apparently it's necessary for maple. And then I'm going to do a gray wash to kind of counteract this orange. That is what I've come up with for all the YouTube videos I've watched. And my mom, like I said, she's helped me along with this process, but I really like how it's coming out so far. I don't mind that it's a little bit darker in the edges. I don't mind that. So we'll see how it goes. So I did that gray wash, and I wasn't sure what else I wanted to do to add to it. So I brought him inside just to see how it looked inside, and I actually really loved it. Like, it's exactly what I want. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna touch them. I just have to put like a matte polyurethane on because I don't want to be shiny and have a sheen. This is, again, what it looked like before. We still have this dresser here. It's that, you know, mid-century orange, which nothing wrong with, just not what I wanted for these tables. So that's what it looked like before, and that is what it's looking like now. And again, not quite as yellow in person, but I really love how they looked. Now I just have to on the hunt for some new lamps because those quite old have to go all broke. Yeah, definitely got to get some new lamps. Every year on the first day of school, I always set up all of the girls' books and all of their school supplies out where they sit, or it used to be at their desk when we had a schoolroom. But now, oh my goodness, as they're getting older, it used to be like really cute and like fun, and now it still is fun. But as you can see, it's quite overwhelming. Like, this is Larissa's stack of curriculum alone. Her supplies are dwindling because she doesn't need all the crayons and markers and all that stuff, but the books and all that is growing. Lola's is here. Still got some little fun coloring books and things like that. So they just go to their spot and they can see everything laid out. So it's not quite as chaotic when they're standing right over their spot. So they're excited. I asked them, I'm like, do you guys still want me to put in all of the, all your curriculum and everything out, or just your supplies? Which I feel like I said, the supplies are dwindling, but the books are growing. She's excited about her little Stitch coloring book. And so all of their books that they're gonna read for the year, everything gets put out. And then here's Mia. She's 2. She'll not want to be left out, so she got some new coloring books, her 2 favorite, some crayons, dry erase. We'll see how this goes. Stickers, and then these little. She also has like a little busy box over there, but so she'll work on grabbing these little pom-pom things, and that's her school. So anyway, I'm excited to see what they think for their day. This is Larissa. She has quite the number of books that she's going to be reading this year, but she loves it, so good for her. There's a local mom who has so many different resources. She runs consignment out of her house, so we went over there and got so many good little books. So this is the 3 Gold Doubloons. This is the Good and the Beautiful library. I think this is discontinued, so I'm gonna have my 6th grader read that one, add that to her book list. She wanted to read that. And then she got this, The Bad Guys. It's kind of like a what's the word, in a Mad Lib, The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle. Both of my 6th and 8th grader thought this one looked really good, so my 6th grader, I'm going to sign that for her reading, and then my 8th grader will just read that one on her own for fun. This one, again, I got for my 6th grader. She already has books that I assigned her, but she didn't mind adding, or she wanted to add some more. So this is George Washington's Socks. These little kids go into a boat and are transported back to, I believe it's the Battle of Trenton with George Washington. And so that's kind of fun. It's just a different spin on things. Edith Cavell, The Story of Edith Cavell, another Good and Beautiful library. I believe this one is discontinued as well. This takes place during World War I. She's caught for treason. The Tales of Robin Hood. My 6th grader wanted this one. She's already reading a Robin Hood book, but she said she wanted to read this one to go along with it, so I was like, okay. Then we have Up From Slavery, Booker T. Washington. This is The Good and the Beautiful. They are still selling this, so I wanted my daughter to read this before she graduated high school at some point, so we have that. The Tales of King Arthur. We are studying ancient and medieval history, so she is going to, my 8th grader is going to read this one, even though she already has a couple books. She was like, hey, she loves this time period, so the more the merrier for her, especially Greek mythology. That's actually her favorite, then medieval stuff. Reading about ancient Greece, she loves that. The school story, they love Andrew Clements and anything by like Gordon Corman, so they added that one. She said she wanted to read the full version of A Little Princess. My 8th grader wanted to, so I got her that. And then The Whipping Boy, this is by the same author who did a couple of the books that we read. This is on one of the Sunlights list, so we're going to read this one aloud. And then we are doing, my 8th graders doing Story of the World, and there's just little tests for each chapter. And so I was like, do you want this? She goes, Mom, have you met me? Of course I want to do tests. So she is going to do one of these. I'm not going to like officially grade it or anything, but after we read each chapter, it's just like a front and a back kind of fill in the blank, multiple choice, true, false type test. She loves doing them, so I got her this one. We'll see if she really enjoys it for volume 2. If she does, then I'll order it, but I got it really cheap and it's brand new. So I went back and added a couple of those books to my 6th graders and 8th graders pile, and I almost forgot I needed to put these out too. This is my 8th graders subject list. I made a whole video on this of how I planned it and how they're going to keep up with, keep track of all their lessons that they've done. But they are going to have like either a little binder that has just their extra things in it that they need to keep up with. Like this is her timeline figure schedule. She's got a whole timeline for our Sunlight curriculum. This is the subjects that she's doing and how many times a week she does it. So she'll just put a check mark on the day that she's done it. I have printed off 4 weeks at a time. My 4th grader, she's gonna have her weekly checklist. It's gonna go in this little stitch folder. Oh, and their Bible verses will go in there that they're reading or that they're memorizing. We're going to do passages of scripture that they'll memorize, so that will go in this little folder as well. And then my 6th grader, hers is going to be the same thing, a stitch folder with her work, her checklist. It's going to go in there. And then this is her read alouds that she is doing for the year. With the good and the beautiful history. It's ancient times, Middle Ages, Revolutionary War, and Victorian / modern times. So these will be the books that she's going to be reading throughout the year. So that will go in there, as well as her Bible verses as well. Nobody's really excited.
I mean, we sort of seen it all. Yeah.
You know what I forgot to get you guys? Like a present, like a little, usually I would get like a water bottle or something.
Oh my goodness!
Where's I got you this?
This one's so cute. Look!
Yeah, I thought Lexi picked those each. Me and Lex picked these out together. Are you nature journaling? Yeah. Can I see it? Oh yeah? Dada. Good job. So for the last couple weeks, even before school started, like mid-August, 4 days a week, my older two, my 6th and 8th grader, are doing volleyball for like 2 hours a day. It's 4 days a week. So this is when I get to have some quality time with these two little ones, and we just go to parks and go outside, try to get some outside time.
I can feel there is somebody here. And he's watching over me tonight as he takes away my fears. Lets me know there's a heaven up there. Yeah, he's reaching out his hand to me to wash away my tears. Oh, I know you and I praise you. Got my arms open for your love. Oh, I want to be near you. I hear angels from up above. They sing hallelujah.
officially in week 2 of the school year, and I normally am really good at the beginning of the school year. Lots of like everything is fresh and new and exciting, and we've all faced burnout, especially the longer you've gone. At some point you'll face, burnout, or just like you need a break or whatever. And that's happened, January, March. It's never happened the 3rd day of school. And it was rough. It was really rough. I cried many a tear that 3rd day of school quietly, because like I said earlier, we had construction going on, and people were literally outside my window working on my roof. So I didn't want them to be like, what's this crazy lady crying about? The 3rd day was just a low point. We had a lot of refiguring and replanning to do. Just, you can make a plan as much as you want. And I am a planner, but there's certain things that until you actually are in the midst of it, it's like a vacation or anything that you plan. Until you actually do it, you can only plan so much. So I'm going to share in like a homeschool update video pretty soon about like what we're changing, what I'm adding and taking away, and how I'm tweaking things, because for one of my children, we just need, when it's time, which I hate to do like first thing off the bat. I really do, like, but when wait, this is not working. So we're switching things and changing things a little bit to be a little bit more meet her where she's at. My 8th grader is taking a lot of high school courses this year, and with co-op and things like that. And so it's a lot. She's got a lot on her plate, and she can handle it. It's a really good challenge, but just things are taking a lot longer than we had anticipated, or that I thought they would take. And so I'm not like, hurry up, what are you doing? None of that, but just realizing, okay, this is part of it, is she's just got to get used to the workload / she'll get a little bit more efficient as she gets familiar with stuff. And then part of it is just like, it's just going to take a little bit longer, and that's fine. So I'm trying to kind of work around that and reschedule and kind of reconfigure things based around having a high schooler. Pretty much like she's taking almost all high school courses, except for like maybe 2 or 3. So yeah, getting back to, I was ready to throw in the towel. I was like, I quit. I'm finished homeschooling. I'm done. Not really, but you know how you feel like defeated sometimes. I talked to a friend of mine who sent her kids to school, and she was actually feeling the same way. So I was like, okay, so it's not just the homeschooling. It's just sometimes you have a little bit of a tough start to the year, and it happens. So if you had that and you're feeling that way and you're in the midst of it and you're just like, what am I doing? Rest assured, there's a lot of us who are doing the same thing, and you're just trying to figure out what's going to work best, trying to compromise, what to give into, what to not give into, and just try to make it through. Pray. God's grace will cover you. We've got this. He's going to get us through. If you made it to the end of this video, I was supposed to put this video out today, but yesterday we had the tragic loss of Charlie Kirk, which was just horrific. And no words. I just felt like the Lord putting it on me, my heart, to kind of just share just some thoughts and just what's been going on. And I know from my news feed and everything, that's all I see, and so I don't want to add too much to all of that, but just to say the crime is beyond comprehension. This was just pure evil. And those celebrating and happy and all of that, it's just, remember, that is not flesh and blood we are warring against. It is principalities, powers, rulers of darkness. That is the enemy's work, taking over their minds, their thoughts, their actions. That is all pure evil, and that is who we are fighting against. It's spiritual warfare. God was not surprised by any of this. He is still sovereign. He is in control. He has
had his days numbered from before he was born. And I know glory will come to God through this. Charlie Kirk lived a life that did glorify God, and his death will glorify him. I pray that from this, thousands raise up and realize the true evil that has been happening but continues to happen. God is still in control. He is all powerful, all knowledgeable, everywhere. He's immutable. And at the end of the day, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. So take heart. God will be glorified through this tragic loss. But continue to pray for the wife and sweet little precious little babies who no longer have a father. A prayer I've been praying the last week that just really helps ground me and center me when things are just feeling kind of crazy is one little phrase, and I love it. It just speaks to my heart. Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And that is what he spoke. And that was his message through and through. Jesus is the Christ, the Son of the living God.
I can see though my eyes are all closed. Yeah, he gives me strength to carry on and always lets me know.